I'm going to share with you 3 things. Something that I learned from a major champion that I coached, a tour professional who I started with when they were a little kid all the way up to becoming a top 50 player in the world, and just the average person who just loves golf and he's just like you. So let's dive right into it. Now, believe it or not, the first thing when I was on the lesson tee with this particular student who won a major championship, the one thing that I noticed right away was the diligence in what she went through her grip. So that's tip number 1. Even somebody who has won a major championship, played on tour for years, the first thing that I always noticed that they did is that she would put the club down like this and she would literally grip the club and make sure her lead hand and then her bottom hand, her trail hand, were in the same position every single time she was on the golf course. It's probably why she played the game for a long time, still plays the game, and won a major championship. So you know this if you followed any of our stuff here, that we teach the 45-degree grip. So let's talk about that. So we know if it's important for a major champion, this probably can help us as well. So here's the process. I got a 7-iron. I'm going to put it in my trail hand. This is all part of our book, The Bad Lie. It's all laid out step by step right in there. So if I put it at about like what I like to call the 45-degree angle, my main neck's got it there behind the camera, so he's showing that. I take my lead hand and I place it on there so that the pad of the hand kind of sits on the top. See that? Pad on the hand on top. And here's the most important part. See how the club runs through the middle of the index finger. And now I'm going to go ahead and close that around. Okay, a lot of golfers, if you struggle with the grip, and this isn't just a grip video, if you need detailed information on the grip, either buy the book, The Bad Lie, or watch one of our videos that's just on the grip. But the one mistake a lot of golfers make is they position the club too much into the palm. Okay, you can see that right there. They're positioning the club too much into the palm. So 45 degrees, pad on top, run it through the middle of the index finger, go ahead and close it around, put that hand on there. Let's go ahead and hit a shot. Here we go. All right, felt pretty solid. Not too bad. All right, so that's the first thing that I learned that can help you. I learned that from a major champion golfer. The diligence and the detail of making sure the club is in the right place in your hands every single time. I cannot stress that enough. All right, now, the other story I want to share with you, and then we're going to talk about Andy here in a second. I'm not going to call Andy an average Joe. Nick's laughing at me behind the camera because he is not average. I can tell you that. This guy loves golf. He's just like you, and he's getting better at golf. And I'm going to show you what I shared with him in just a second. But this particular student played the tour, still plays professional golf. The routine, this is the thing that always stood out to me, was the clarity and the precision of the routine. So when she would get up ready to hit a golf ball, she had her pre-shot routine, which I'll go through here in a second. But once she put that club behind the golf ball, all right, she got their feet set, and once this club, see that, goes behind the golf ball, one look at the target, back, and then boom, she would go. Okay, a lot of golfers out there, and we're going to dive into the routine here in just a second, because we're going to talk about that. Nick's over there telling me to stay on task, but I'm sorry, Nick, we got to talk about this right now. We're going to talk about the routine. But a lot of golfers out there, you tend to spend too much time over the golf ball. You're just analyzing. You put the club down and you're just like, your head's going just 100 miles an hour. You're analyzing this, but yet you think you're going to make a rhythmic swing. It doesn't work. So what can you do? Well, let's talk about it. So you know me if you've watched any of our stuff, and hopefully already you subscribe to the channel, you ring the bell, you leave a comment. You know I love hearing where you're from. Put that in the comments. We have people from all over. We noticed yesterday we had 10 books sold in Sweden. I don't know, I didn't know we had this following in Sweden, but thank you for those of you out there in Sweden who bought that book. We appreciate that. But we love the 3 setters. We love the continuous motion. So the routine to me should look like this. So I got a golf ball. Okay, I'm gonna go out here towards that green flag, and you should stand behind the golf ball and pick out your target. And then behind the golf ball, I want you to make 3 swings, but I want them to be continuous. So it's 1, 2, 3. Then you're gonna go ahead and get your grip, because we just learned that, right? Get your grip, step up to the ball, get your feet placed. Okay, a couple waggles, look at the target, back, and go. All right, so once you get over that golf ball, gather your information. Don't rush, but gather your information, get comfortable, and then get going. Okay, get going. Routine behind the ball. 3 continuous motions, step up, look at the target, and go ahead and hit it. All right, so how about Andy? Let's talk about Andy. This is where quite honestly, it's fun. People think it's really fun to coach high-level players, and it's fun, don't get me wrong. It's a true honor to work with anybody. Let me just say that. The greatest gift that a golfer can give a coach or an instructor, I don't care if you've never played golf, to your livelihood depends upon it. The greatest gift that a student gives a coach is trust. It's trust. When I give you a suggestion on this video or any of the stuff that you've watched in the book, our vertical line swing coaching system, any of our stuff, you're giving me trust that the information I'm providing for you is going to help you play better golf. Okay, and so it's important that we provide good information for you. So it's a lot of fun no matter who you're working with. Now, the tip that I gave Andy, and I think most all good golfers do, can really help the amateur golfer, and that has to do with the takeaway. I can't tell you how many students have come to my lesson tee and their takeaway is bad. Okay, it's quite honestly how we probably make our living. We coach the grip and we coach the takeaway. So here's what Andy was doing. He had a pretty good grip and a pretty good setup because we worked on that. Okay, he's in our coaching program. But when he would take the club away, I don't know why golfers do this, but they take the club and they rotate the face. Okay, their arm either goes out, face rotates, and it goes around. It looks like this. I'm just gonna go ahead and show it to you. Okay, hopefully I don't hit it forward to the right here, but here we go. It goes out, rotates, look like this. If this is you, put it in the comments, right? Out, round. Okay, I made contact, but it was weak and it was to the right. So, what did I tell Andy and how can that help you? Here's what I told him. I said, all right, I'm a big Titleist guy, love Titleist. Okay, logo on there, doesn't matter what glove you got, but I got the Titleist. When you take the club away, I said, all right, Andy, you're set in there. See how that logo is kind of looking at the target? He's like, yeah, I got you, Todd. I see where you're coming from. I said, when you take that back, get that Titleist logo to look like it's pointing more kind of towards the ground or towards the ball. So he took a couple practice swings. He did the 3 setters because he's a good student. He's like, okay. I'm like, all right, feel that. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. And I said, all right, now what happens if you do the old? Well, if you take the old, he'd rotate the Titleist towards the sky. See that? Boom. So when I do it the correct way, I want you to watch here. Watch my hands and watch the club face, all right? Nick, you on that? Give me, is he on it? Okay, good, all right. Making sure Nick's doing his job back there. All right, so when I take it back, when that Titleist goes towards the ground or ball, see what the club face looks like? Club face is square, hands arc in. Club face is not only square, but it's outside my hands. When it rotates towards the sky, club face is open, club face goes around. So here we go. Let's get set in. Boom, I'm gonna rehearse it. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Let's go ahead and hit a shot. Oh, most solid shot of the day. Now that we got you hitting the golf ball more solid, check out my next video. And if you want to personally work with us and my team on your golf game, check out VLScoaching.com.